Hey guys, day 26, and it's just coming up for 5 o'clock. I just finished writing about 5 minutes ago, and I had a really good day. I didn't get a 4K nano day, but I did get a 3,742 day, so yay! Excuse me. That brings me up to 46,198. I actually used a penny, no 5p, to cover my word count in Word, because I think I write more when I can't see the word count, because I don't know how far I've gotten or how close to my target I am. So yay! I usually use cinema tickets, but they've decided to keep falling over, and this was much smaller, so that was good. I'm really pleased with writing that much, actually. I was hoping to write a few thousand today, wasn't I? So yay! I started writing really late because I had a little bit of a quarrel with my dad earlier, and it put me in a bad mood. And I thought, no, I don't want to write when I'm in a bad mood, because I tend to give up really easily when I'm really cranky. So I opened up the internet for a little while, and I poked around, and I started playing on a site called icheckmovies.com, which ended up being like 2 hours. And then I thought, oh god, it's coming up for like, what time I started now? It was gone 3 anyway, and I hadn't had lunch, and I hadn't started writing, and I kind of kicked myself, and I had a sandwich, and I started writing. And once again, I listened to Battlestar Galactica, and it served me true today. I finally had the full moon rise, or the night before the full moon, because it's not technically full the night before, but whatever. And you know, they kind of get dumped not far outside the town and sort of released, but just before the moon can actually, you know, take hold, this boy appears out of nowhere, asking Cole if he's alright, which would normally be really sweet, but bad timing, kid, because they all change into wolves, and before I could have Cole gut this little boy, which would have just been awful. I'm not sure how young the little boy was. Josiah actually kind of tackles him, meaning to challenge him for the prey. Because I kept going in that perspective. I did have a small break, actually. I very briefly wrote very vaguely from the boy's perspective as he was running away. But yeah, I kind of kept it in Cole's perspective, but it was the wolf, so I tried to boil it down to sort of like instinct and simpler, more basic drives like animals. But you know, so it's not an animal, it's my interpretation of how a werewolf out of control would think. So hopefully that worked okay. I continued to call him Cole rather than the wolf. A few times I used the words the wolf, that was Cole, but I just kept using his name, otherwise it would have gotten really muddled as to which wolf was which, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that person. So you know, boy runs, and they all give chase, excuse me, after Cole smacks Josiah down, which was funny. And they reach the town, and just before they can get there, this guy steps out of nowhere and fires off an arrow. Hits one of them, but I didn't actually specialise which one, because Cole as a wolf doesn't really care, because when the moon's on, and it's sort of like every man for himself. It's literally a dog-eat-dog world. You know, and all Cole wants to do is hunt and kill and feed. Lovely. So, you know, he kind of like barrels this guy out of the way. Possibly kills him. Probably kills him. And, you know, it kind of all goes a bit crazy after that, and you know, he starts chasing this mother and her two children, and just before he can get one of the children, he gets tackled out of nowhere. It's not Josiah, it's actually a big grey wolf who looks sort of familiar, smells sort of familiar, and you know, not so shockingly, it's Theodore. So, you know, Papa Wolf to the rescue ish. Because Cole doesn't know it's his father, he doesn't recognise him as his father when, you know, he's like moon crazed. So, you know, they have a fight, and then Emily shows up out of nowhere. I described her as sort of like a brownish, a golden brown coloured wolf with white and darker accents, as it were. I've never actually described Emily as a wolf before. I mean, they're both rather large, and they can both stand on 2 legs. But I didn't want them all the same colour. I quite like that they're all different colours. I did originally have a golden coloured wolf, and then I changed my mind at the last minute. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so it's like 3 of them fighting, and Cole manages to get hold of Theodore and like bite him, and all the while his parents are trying not to hurt him because they're his parents, and even though it's the full moon, they know he didn't want any of this, so they're trying not to hurt him. And then Cole is shredding his father's shoulder, so Emily just decides to land a good solid crack of a blow against what I will reveal in the next part is his hip. She's basically just shattered her son's hip. It's the only way to get him to let go in the end because of the pain. So without killing him, she tries to pull him off, but that's only making things worse. So she just has to hurt him in the end, which will make her feel terrible because she's a mother, etc., etc. And then after he's gone down, because he can't stand with one back leg out of the running. He can sort of stand on 3 legs, but he's kind of gone a bit frenzied, a bit mad here for the pain. And Theodore pins him down and gets a hold around his throat and kind of like chokes him out. Kind of chokes him out? He does choke him out. I don't know why I said kind of. I like the last thing that Cole sees before he blacks out is his mother's, face quite close to his. And she even whines because she already feels bad. I will probably jump back to the pack after this because, well, I'm not entirely sure, which is why I've actually stopped writing. I've got a good hour and a half before my sister gets home, and we ordered dinner, etc. But I'm going to stop here. I'm going to use the night end early afternoon tomorrow to figure out exactly where I'm going to go. But I'm so close to 50k now. I did not actually expect to write that much. When I lifted the 5p away from the word count, I did not expect to see 46,000. That was a very pleasant surprise. I hope the rest of you have been going okay. I know not everyone is lucky enough to have Saturdays off, so even if you haven't had the day off, I hope you've been getting some good word counts in. And if not, tomorrow's Sunday. Mind you, not everyone is lucky enough to Sunday off either. There's still several days left yet. Anyway, that's my point. So, just go. Yeah, I'm gonna sign out now because I've been chatting for a while. Longest video I've made in several days. But I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with another meaty word count. And yeah, take care until then. Bye.